Hey, what is going on, everybody? It's Jacob. In this video, I want to talk to you about 3 big myths in relation to doing marketing on YouTube. Okay, this could be selling affiliate products, like I specialize in helping people do, particularly higher ticket affiliate products, but you can extrapolate this out to coaching, consulting, info products, courses like that, whatever, right? Anything where you're using YouTube as an organic platform, there's a lot of mistruths out there. And some of these, if you understand them and you deploy them, can be really advantageous for you and can really speed things up for you. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. Before we dive into it, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you want to get into high ticket affiliate marketing, check out the Super Affiliate Accelerator. First link has all the info about the program. You can jump right in. Second link is a case study where I walk through my methodologies in a little bit more detail, and you can actually apply for a call with my team. We don't do a call with everybody. The application will get looked at. If it seems like you're a good fit, and both of us are a good fit for a call, then you'll get offered a spot in the calendar and you can book that. But yeah, you can click on one of those 2 things if you want to get into high ticket affiliate marketing. But with that said, YouTube, right? There's a few myths that I see get thrown around, and I want to chime in on the topic. The first one is size of your YouTube channel. Okay, a lot of people think that you have to have tens of thousands of subscribers in order to make YouTube marketing work, and I'm here to tell you it's just not true. It is simply not true. You, with the right strategy around your content and the right monetization strategy, can sell a lot of stuff with not a lot of subscribers, right? At the time of filming this, we've got just over 2,500 subscribers, so a very small channel, right? Very small channel by a lot of people's standards, right? But how you monetize it and how you put out content, what content you put out there, giving you calls to action, giving people the chance to buy, letting people know that you actually sell something, all these kind of things. You know, we regularly crank out high ticket sales directly from this channel, generate calls where people buy. We have people reach out over on Facebook who have watched the content, want to chat to the team a little bit more. The content generates a lot of high ticket sales, right? Directly and indirectly. And that's with a very small audience. The reason that a lot of people think that you need these massive channels with tens of thousands of subscribers is because they're looking at the wrong metrics and they're trying to use those as a proxy for sales. So instead of worrying about how many likes you're getting, how many views you're getting, how many subs you're getting, right? Focus more of your attention on the right type of content and having a very clear monetization plan. Okay? The right type of content is going to come down to what you're selling. Okay, so in every video, I would recommend that at least once, preferably twice, you tell people to look at a link in the description and check out what it is that you have on offer. If people aren't happy with that or they don't like that, they're going to leave anyway, right? So it's no loss to you. But what you are doing is you're telling the people who may actually buy something that you've actually got something to sell. So at the start of the video, do your little intro, give people a call to action and say, look, if you want to check this thing out, check it out, right? Some of them will, some of them won't. A percentage of them will buy, a big percentage of people won't. But at least letting people know that you've got something to sell is going to put you head and shoulders above the vast majority of people who never say, hey, I've got this thing to sell. They just do the video and then that's it. Once in a while, they might give a call to action because they're really worried about the balance of it all and are worried about pitching and are worried about the perceptions around pitching and all those kind of things. Do it as much as you want, right? You're providing value by putting your content out there, so don't be afraid to pitch. The people that don't like you pitching are going to leave anyway, so don't worry about that. Now, in terms of the content that you want to put out there in order to do this, and this is really getting into the second point. So the first one was around you don't need a massive channel, right? And the second part is around monetization, which is what we're really getting into now. You don't want to be just chasing ad revenue, right? Look, if your channel blows up and you generate money off ads, that's great. But that is not the fastest way to monetize a YouTube channel. The fastest way to monetize a YouTube channel is going to be off having the right type of content, which we'll talk about in a second, but through selling directly through the videos like we're talking about here, giving clear and regular calls to action to look at a product and people have the opportunity to enter their credit card information and buy, or if you run a phone funnel, they can jump in and book a call. So how do you come up with the right type of content? Well, first and foremost, what you got to do is you got to look at what are you selling and what's the problem that solves for people. Okay, so this may be an affiliate product, this could be your own product, but look at those products or product, ideally not too many, ideally just a few, because what's going to happen is you're going to build up momentum over time in the content, which will make sense in a second, but you're going to build up momentum and you're constantly delivering a call to action to buy this thing, buy this thing, buy this thing, and ultimately you're pushing people to a point where they make a decision to either buy, or they may stop watching if they get sick of being pitched to. But you're moving people closer and closer and closer to making a purchasing decision. Okay, so look at what problem your product solves. That's really critical. And then you build your content around that. Okay, that is what drives your channel. So that puts monetization and your core product at the heart of your channel, which means that it's centered around selling stuff, as opposed to building up this huge audience and people who may or may not ever want to buy anything from you, and then down the track trying to retrospectively come up with a monetization plan to sell. And the reality is the vast majority of channels are never going to blow up to the size that they need to, where those vanity metrics of likes and subs and all those kind of things can make you the type of income that most people are chasing. Whereas this approach allows you to monetize from very, very early on. Sure, you're going to still need to build up to a couple of hundred subs or a couple of thousand, but that is a lot faster than setting that like 100K sub mark and thinking I'm just going to ignore monetization until then, because the 99.9% of people are never going to get there. And if there's no money coming back, there's no way they're going to stick with it until then. Okay, so circling back, you've got your product, you know what problem that solves. There's a couple of buckets of content that you want to put out there, right? The first one is the typical value-based content. So the way that I think about this is I look at, right, where is my ideal prospect now and where do they want to get to? That product that you're selling is the bridge from there to there. Your value-based content, what I would do is I would come up with 3 or 4 core buckets of topics that people need to understand, they need to be aware of, they need to appreciate, all those kind of things that sit between A and B, right? So that sit between where they are now and where they want to get to. So for me, a lot of my value content is built around mindset, offer creation, conversion strategies, and traffic / audience building, because they are the 4 things that people really need to understand and have in place in order to do well with high ticket affiliate marketing, which is what my program helps people do. So my value content falls generally into one of those 4 buckets or a subcategory of one of those buckets. So that makes it really easy for me to come up with value-based content, because I'll sit down with those 4 categories and I'll just start writing out video ideas. Right? There's other ways you can come up with content, but that's an easy way to do your value content. So what happens is you're building the trust and the goodwill by providing value, but you're starting to move people along that path towards their goal. Frank Kern calls this results in advance. You're starting to push people towards that goal, and then a percentage of them are going to raise their hand and they're going to go, look, I just want to do this faster. I'm going to pay for your thing to get in. Okay, so that's the first bucket. The second bucket is sharing results, right? I share stories about my students. I share stories about my results. I upload videos with testimonials. I've done interviews. You can see the results in the funnels that are in the description of students and screenshots and all that kind of stuff. Full transparency about my results, students' results, all that kind of stuff. That is proof that what I teach works and that our program works. And whatever it is that you're selling, be it an affiliate product or your own product, you want to integrate that as a core part of your content to prove to people that it works and it's currently working, and it's something that is worth them investing their time in. Okay, if you don't have your own results to promote around an affiliate program, go into a community where people share results and you can leverage those and share those stories. Make sure you're getting the relevant permissions and you're complying with the affiliate rules and all those kind of things. But you can share results from other people using whatever program or product it is that you are trying to promote, and then that removes the need for you to have your own results initially. You can still do the value-based content, all that kind of stuff, but leverage a community with results, and that will really help, especially if you're doing affiliate products and you've got a community with results that you can share, and then they give you resources in terms of funnels and all that kind of stuff. Like we give our students, they can see all the results in the group, they can see the testimonials, they can see all the screenshots in the funnels, and I know different members connect and get results to share and all that kind of stuff. But then we actually give them funnels where we'll even jump on the phone for them and still pay them an $800 commission at the time of filming this. That may be more now depending on the price of the program, but they still get paid $800. And a good affiliate program will give you a lot of resources like that to use, right? So look out for something like that that will assist you with that bucket of content, especially very, very early on when you maybe don't have your own sales skills or your own funnels or your own testimonials to share and all those kind of things, okay? If you want our help with that, check out the Super Affiliate Accelerator and we can get you plugged into it. The next thing is just adding some personality, right? Like I share different stories from things that I've done online, things that I've done in life. I'm pretty relaxed. You guys get my personality that comes across in the video. This is me. This is Jacob, right? I haven't crafted some YouTube persona that I then have to try and maintain. Right? It's not something from a personal branding that you're going to be able to maintain. So you may as well just be you and you may as well own it. And some people will like it, some people won't like it. But you don't owe anyone anything. So just craft the brand around you and be you unapologetically and own that personality that you've had your whole life. And you'll attract the people that you want to attract and you'll repel the people who don't like you. That's fine. There's people that don't like my style. I'm 100% okay with that. And they can go watch someone else's content. It's cool. It doesn't matter, right? So integrate your personality and integrate, your life and your stories and all those kind of things. You guys see me film videos walking around my house and out on the balcony, and they're not the highest production quality or whatever, which is another point to make. But they're real. They're me. Okay, so people will either like that or they can leave. The next area of content that you want to think about, and this one's really powerful, is when you've got that product at the center of this, people are going to have objections around why they can't buy it or why they shouldn't buy it or why it's not right for them. So one of your big buckets of content should be handling those objections. Again, very simple. You write objections, you go into a Google Doc, and why are all the reasons that people may not buy, right? Price, time, complexity, focusing on something else, blah, 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 blah. You can probably come up with 10 to 15 different objections and different angles, and then you can go and create videos on all that kind of stuff. And what's going to happen over time is you'll probably make multiple videos from multiple angles handling those objections, but people will be watching, they'll be consuming your value content, so you're building the trust and the rapport, and then you will share the results. You'll share your personality, so they'll get to know you, all that kind of stuff. But there might be like one or two little objections sitting in the back of their mind as to why they shouldn't purchase. And then if you do a video that handles and crushes that objection or crushes a limiting belief that they've got, they're going to buy. Like, you're going to tip them over the edge with that piece of content. So that's why that's a really, really powerful bucket. The other thing too is people, when you do content like this and they start binging on your content, like people will just come and watch a ton of videos, having those ones scattered throughout of handling different objections and giving the call to action using the structure that we spoke about at the start with like regular calls to action, you keep pushing them back while you're handling those objections. So that's another really, really powerful category. Another powerful category of content is debunking myths, like what we're doing here. That clearly shows your perspective on certain things. Now, people may disagree with that. People may disagree with what I'm saying here about YouTube marketing. That's fine. This is just based on my experience, right? The things that I see get spoken about, my experience says to the contrary, so they are myths that I'm going to debunk or share my opinion on. The other thing you can do too is share your experiences and help people avoid pitfalls. If you do that and you help them save time, save money, save energy, save effort, emotional heartache, whatever, if you help them do that through your content, all of these things will build up momentum and people will become more and more likely to buy from you. Okay, so the first two we've touched on vanity metrics and the size of the channel. You don't need to chase 100,000 subscribers to make this work, right? What you do need to do is structure your videos in the right way, give regular calls to action, actually have something to sell, and do content the right way, which is the second part, which is that will actually allow you to monetize your brand. Okay, now where you send people from there, if you send them to opt-in funnels or directly to a sales page or whatever, you can test and try different things with your audience, but that is how to do it. You've got to structure your content that way, and you've got to give calls to action, and give calls to action regularly, right? It doesn't, not once every week, ideally 1 or 2 times per video, because people need to be told to look at things over and over and over again. We have to see things multiple times before we decide to jump in. And if they miss the video with the call to action and they don't know that you sell something, then they're just going to go buy from somebody who does pitch to them. Okay, so just do it. It's not hard. It doesn't have to be a hard push. Just mention it. Hey, I've got this thing. Check it out. Right. And the third thing that I want to touch on, and you guys can definitely see this in practice on my channel, is the videos don't have to be perfect, right? I just turn my video on and I talk about a topic that I want to talk about. There's very little editing. There'll be, if there's any, like, my phone rings or, like, I'll get that cut out, and I'll put a little thing at the start and the finish, and I'll put a couple of graphics in around subbing and all that kind of stuff. But it doesn't need to be like a Hollywood grade production, right? Honestly, I think people go too far with that, to the point that it's just not like real or genuine anymore. It's this big smoke and mirrors thing that people don't really resonate with. That's me though, right? There's probably people out there who watch this and they're like, the production quality of these is so shit that I just can't watch Jacob's channel. Right? I've had, like, I got an email from a guy the other day, which was, the email was fine. It was nice. He's like, dude, love the content, but your videos walking around your apartment and walking around the balcony give me motion sickness. And look, that's fine. I'm probably not going to stop making videos when I'm walking around. I find that I produce some really good content when I am walking around. When I'm on the phone, I'm always walking around. Like, I'm just always kind of in motion. And so, whatever. That's just something that I do, and I'm not going to stop doing that. Which he said, he's like, you don't have to listen to me. He'll probably watch this video, and I'm not going to stop doing those kind of videos because that works for me. I grab the camera and I get out in the sunshine and I talk for 15 minutes, and it's great. It's not the highest production quality, but I don't care. It gets the message across. The content is what is important, right? And this is a really big one, is that you've got to find a way to do it in a way that works for you so that you enjoy it. I had a couple of attempts at starting YouTube, and every time I started and then stopped, I didn't realize it at the time, but on reflection, it was because I was trying to make videos in a way that I thought I should, right? I thought I should do them this way based on seeing how everyone else was doing them, based on what everyone said you should do, based on what all the big channels were doing, whatever, right? Like, just not doing videos the way that I want to do them, which is just turn the camera on and talk, a little bit of editing around the edges to put an intro on, to put a couple of fades on, or whatever, right? Nothing fancy, because that's just not me, right? Like, it's just not a high production quality. I don't put value on that. I put value on the content, which again is going to be subjective, but you've got to find a way to produce content in a style and in a way that works for you, because that's going to allow you to be consistent. And I've done other videos on the importance of consistency from a personal branding perspective and all that kind of stuff. But you've got to roll out those buckets of content and do it in a style that fits you, fits your personality, but will allow you to be consistent. Like for me, when I tried to do the super high energy and like 1,000 jump cut, like, it's just not me. And I'm happy to own that. And if there's people that want that type of content, there is so much of it on YouTube. Same with the affiliate marketing type content. Like, a lot of the affiliate marketers do this type of content to promote their affiliate programs, where it's like, here's this Google Maps method that I've never used, and here's this PayPal money. Like, I just have no interest in producing that type of content. I honestly don't. Sure, my channel would be bigger. It would probably have 10 times, 20 times as many subscribers. I don't have any interest in producing that type of content. I go on camera, I share my knowledge, my experience, the stuff that I know to be important, and the people that are ready to hear it and the people that want to hear it will hear it. The ones that won't will either leave, they might leave a comment and go, this is a waste of time, that's fine, that's your opinion, and then they'll leave. right? But the ones that are ready to hear the message are also the ones that will buy, right? And they're the people that you're going after. So the videos don't have to be perfect. The quality doesn't have to be perfect. That doesn't have to be highly edited. And you need to find a way to produce them in a way that works for you. Okay. There's a fourth thing that I want to add on the fly here, which just talks to the videos not having been perfect. I had a bit of a framework for this, but it's not scripted in any way, is repeatedly tell people who your products are for and who they're not for, right? You guys will hear me say in videos, you can check out the accelerator program, but it's not for you if you don't want to learn anything, you've got no money to invest, you don't want to do any work. On the flip side, it is for you if you're sick of spinning your wheels, if you're ready to put some, invest into your business, if you're ready to learn sales and marketing, if you're ready to work on your mindset, if you want coaching and mentorship. Tell people repeatedly who your programs are for as part of your pitch. And that's going to further serve to push away people who aren't the right fit for you and draw in the people who are the right fit for you, your content, but also your products, right? Because we're pushing this back to a monetization-centered approach, right? And again, there's going to be people that don't like that. There's going to be people that don't like the fact that I'm sitting here going, yeah, this YouTube channel is here because it's a communication channel for me to sell my products. I share a ton of value. I'm sharing years and years of experience for free, right? Lessons that I've learned through trial and error, lessons that I learned through starting an online business, growing it to 7 figures, and doing a lot of that while working 80 to 100 hours a week, right? Like I've been able to do things that the vast majority of people can't do and will never do. And I'm sharing those experiences for free. And that value is going to be subjective, but I'm sharing those as a mechanism to get my course and my content out to more people to grow my business. There's no point sugarcoating that, right? This is a business, and if you're not putting monetization at the center of it, you're going to struggle. Okay, so I'm happy to sit here and openly admit that, because there's no point sugarcoating it. And I would recommend you take that same approach in your content. Okay, so there's a couple of things around YouTube channels. Just get started. Start putting the content out there using that framework. Sell stuff. Give people a call to action. You're going to deter the people that don't want to buy anyway, which is good, because what's the point of them just hanging around if they're never ever going to buy anything from you? Your videos don't have to be perfect. I still do a lot of videos just using my phone. Sometimes I use my AirPods. Sometimes I just use the microphone on the phone. It does not have to be perfect. And then that little fourth tip that I wanted to throw in, which I just added in at the end there, is qualify people, right? Tell them who you want to work with. Tell them who you don't want to work with. And when people hear, I don't want to work with these type of people, if they're that type of people, they're not only just not going to buy, but they're probably just going to stop watching your content, which again isn't a bad thing. This is a whole nother topic around, being okay with people saying no and being okay with pushing people away and all that kind of stuff. But qualify people in your content and it will really help. Okay, check out the Super Affiliate Accelerator if you want to get into high-ticket affiliate marketing. There's 2 links below. You can either jump in and purchase directly, or you can apply for a call with my team. We'll look at the application, see if you're the right fit or not. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Give it a like if you get any value. Talk to you all soon. Cheers.